ever since I was young, I remember singing like all the time. I must have been really annoying growing up in my house for my mum and my brother. But yeah, I think singing was a very natural thing for me. And also my faith from a young age really came into play as well. So my faith in God and my passion for music and for singing kind of just both grew at the same time. When I was about 11 or 12, I started playing guitar on a Sunday. I was very nervous. That's never stopped actually, to be honest. And when I was about 14, I started singing with a guitar and leading worship. And leading worship essentially means you're the lead vocalist. You're the person that essentially would pick the songs that we sing on a Sunday, and you're responsible for not only the musical side, but also the spiritual side of worship.
This is our prayer. This is our prayer.
Essentially, I'm only leading because I'm firstly choosing to follow Jesus, because that was Jesus' example. He loved the world and he chose not to come to condemn or to be served, but he chose to serve. So I feel that that's the godly example of leadership that I want to live by and aspire to.
I think this tempo is a bit slow, but it actually worked really well for Joyful this morning, so I think we'll keep it. Yeah?
In the title worship leader, first of all, you've got worship. And to be a worshipper is somebody that loves God, with the heart, soul, mind, strength, and loves their neighbour as themselves. You don't just do that on a stage while you're singing songs. That really starts in the way that I live my whole life, glorifying Him in all that I do and all that I say and all that I think. I'm on this big journey of learning how to love Him more. I would say the worship team at Christ Church London is probably one of the best bunches of people that I've ever had the opportunity to serve alongside. They're an amazing bunch of musicians. They're about 25 to 30 in all. I love the fact that I get to be part of a team. I'm not just in it by myself. That would be rather lonely. The worship team is really a family. It's not just a function or a bunch of musicians just gathering. We're a family, and so we really enjoy hanging out with one another, having fellowship. Having meals, going for drinks. Jesus spent so much time hanging out with His disciples, eating, drinking, having fun. So that's what we want to do. We've got so many talented people at Christ Church, and one of the exciting things for me is seeing new songs being written for the church and by members of the church. It's a particular passion of mine. Songwriting is a very natural expression of my love for God, and music comes into play there. Poetry, melody, harmony, instrumentation. It really encapsulates so many facets of creativity. A drummer once said that to me, drummers feel like a natural extension of their hands and their feet. Rhythm is a characteristic of almost the heart more than it is a function of an instrument. So singing is an extension of what's already there. And I suppose where songs get used is secondary for me. If a song that I write never gets sung in front of a congregation, but God hears it, that is kind of job done for me. Takes a whole team of volunteers to make Sundays happen. So if I get up at 6:30, that means that I have enough time to get to the church for 8 in the morning. At 8 in the morning, we gather as a worship team, as a tech team, to start setting up all the equipment that's needed. We've got instruments, we've got stands, all the interesting stuff. So we rehearse on a Sunday morning the songs that we're going to be singing, and that can take anything from 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how much time we have after setup. worship leader. Seeing other musicians in the team flourish, seeing them operate out their gifts, seeing their love for God grow. My job's so much fun. Like, I get to work with some of the best people I've ever worked with. It's not unlike other jobs, there's a whole bunch of planning, organisation and administration, but I feel pretty blessed, pretty lucky to be able to serve a church full time in what I'm doing as a worship leader. It's a wonderful position and I don't take it lightly. And the more I think about it, the more I realise what a privilege it is to actually get to do this.